Assad had always been someone people looked up to. Smart, disciplined, polite. He was the guy everyone thought would make it big. He grew up in a modest home in Lahore, Pakistan. His father was a school teacher, his mother a homemaker. They didn't have a lot of money, but they had something even more valuable: belief in their son. From a young age, Assad was different. While other kids played outside, Assad was glued to books or figuring out how computers worked. He had big dreams, not just of getting a good job, but of building something of his own. Something that would make his parents proud. Something that would change lives. He graduated top of his class in university and landed a great job at a well-known marketing firm. Everyone was proud, but deep inside, Assad felt unfulfilled. He wanted more than a monthly paycheck. He wanted freedom, creativity, impact. At 26, he made the boldest decision of his life. He quit, without a backup plan, without a safety net. Just his savings, his laptop, and a burning desire to start his own digital marketing agency. People warned him, "You're too young. You have no business experience. What if you fail?" But Assad didn't listen. He believed that hard work alone was enough to guarantee success. He started small. He rented a tiny office above a dusty bookstore, bought a second-hand desk, and printed business card with the name Skyward Digital. It sounded big, powerful, ambitious. He built a website, designed a logo, and created a social media presence. Then he did what many beginners do. He started chasing clients. He offered services at dirt-cheap prices to attract customers. He said yes to every project, even the ones he didn't fully understand. He tried to handle everything: design, content, SEO, client communication, all by himself. In the beginning, it felt exciting. He stayed up till 3 a.m. tweaking websites. He skipped meals to finish reports. He watched motivational videos to keep going when things got tough. He believed this hustle would pay off, but slowly, it started unraveling. One client ghosted him after he delivered weeks of work. Another demanded unlimited revisions and refused to pay. A third left a nasty review that hit Assad like a punch to the gut. Deadlines piled up. Bills went unpaid. His internet got cut off for a few days. Ironic for a digital marketer. But he didn't tell anyone. He kept posting on social media like everything was great. He wore a smile in front of family and friends. Inside, he was crumbling. He started waking up with anxiety, doubting himself, feeling like a fraud. One night, after a particularly bad day, a client canceled a major contract and his landlord gave him a warning for late rent. Assad stayed in the office long after midnight. He stared at the flickering cursor on his screen. His bank balance showed less than 3,000 rupees. He hadn't eaten all day. And finally, something inside him broke. He leaned back in his chair, looked up at the ceiling, and whispered to himself, "I think I made a mistake." The next few days were the darkest he had ever known. He stopped answering calls. He ignored emails. He thought about giving up. But something unexpected happened. His old college friend Faraz called him out of the blue. "Assad, you've gone quiet, man. Everything okay?" Assad hesitated, but for the first time he didn't lie. "No, bro, I messed everything up." Faraz listened, patiently, without judgment. Then he said something simple but powerful. "Good. Now you've finally started learning." That call was a turning point. Assad realized something vital. He had been so focused on looking successful that he forgot to become successful. He didn't know how to run a business. He didn't know how to manage clients, finances, or expectations. And most importantly, he didn't know how to ask for help. So he started again. Not the business himself. He watched hours of free YouTube tutorials on client management. He read books on entrepreneurship, marketing psychology, and personal development. He reached out to other small business owners, not to sell anything, but to learn. He admitted his mistakes, apologized to past clients, and reflected on every wrong turn. Slowly, the fog began to lift. Satisfied clients returned. They referred others. His income grew. His confidence returned. One day, Asad received an email from a company in Dubai interested in long-term partnership. They had read one of his case studies and were impressed. That was the moment he realized the very mistakes that nearly destroyed him had become the foundation for his success. Today, Asad is no longer the boy who feared failure. He's a man who understands its value. He often shares this message in interviews and talks. I don't regret my mistakes. I regret not making them sooner, because every mistake was a mirror, showing me what I needed to grow. And to you, yes, you watching or listening right now, understand this. Mistakes aren't the end of your story. They are the beginning of your real education. They are the teachers life sends when you need to grow. So if you've failed, if you've messed up, good. Now you're ready to start.